Hello students, we will discuss few concept building questions in this session, and we will continue our discussion in the wave and sound. What concepts I have done, based on that concept only few questions I will be discussing for further clarifying the concept in a better way. Let us try to understand these questions. First question is, the wave that requires a medium to travel is, as I told you, two types of wave on the basis of medium. One is mechanical and one is non-mechanical. Non-mechanical wave is called electromagnetic wave. Now here you see infrared rays are basically electromagnetic wave. Ultraviolet rays are electromagnetic wave. X-rays are electromagnetic wave. Only ultrasound wave, sound wave is the mechanical wave. So the wave which requires medium to travel is your ultrasound. So this should be clearly, and what is this? This is basically, this portion of wave is basically your electromagnetic wave. Now come to the second question. In the second question, what I would like to tell you, sound wave transfers. Now I have told you the wave transfers energy, momentum, or both. Sound wave transfers only energy, not momentum. Energy only, momentum only, both energy and momentum. And as I told you that sound wave is a mechanical wave, and it in medium it propagates in the form of compression and rarefaction. So it transfers both energy and momentum. Energy is also transferred and momentum is also transferred in the sound wave. We have discussed about longitudinal wave and transverse wave. I have told you in the discussion of the wave section that transverse wave is possible only in the solids and at the surface of liquids, whereas longitudinal wave is possible in all the three mediums. Now see the question 3. Longitudinal wave can travel in solids only, liquids and gas only, and all medium. So as I told you in the theory that it can travel in all the three mediums. In all the three medium it can travel. So this is also based on the concept that I have discussed in the theory discussion, and I will try to put all the questions what I have discussed in the theory portion only, and some applied meaning, applied sense will also be there. So now come to the fourth question. The displacement of the particle executing simple harmonic motion is given by y is equals to 0.25 sine 200 t centimeter. The maximum speed of the particle. Basically this is not the question of wave, this is the question of SHM. The particle is executing simple harmonic motion. So when the particle is performing simple harmonic motion, what is the equation? The equation is y is equals to a sine omega t. Particle is performing and it is of similar type. Y is equals to a sine omega t. Maximum speed. For speed what we want? We want to discuss dy by dt. That should be a omega cos omega t. So this is basically particle velocity Vp, a omega cos omega t. When it is a omega cos omega t is the particle velocity, and why you want the maximum velocity. So for maximum velocity this cos term should be 1. So when the cos term is 1, Vp max is equals to how much? A omega. Now according to question, if you see the question, according to question, A is how much? A is your 0.25 centimeter. A is 2. And what is omega? Omega is your 200. Omega is your 200 a sine omega t. At the place of omega, what you are getting? This represents the omega. So omega is equals to 200 radian per second. So what we can get? We can get in this way that a omega Vp max is equals to a omega, A is your 0.25 and omega is your 200. So it is your 25 into 2, that is 50 centimeter per second. So 50 per centimeter per second is omega. So what is the right choice? Here we are getting in the right choice, it is the 50. So this should be the answer directly based on the question that I have discussed in the theory portion. So I hope that this will clarify your concept of particle velocity and wave velocity. This is giving you particle velocity. Vp here, y is the displacement of the particle. So when you will differentiate it with time, you will be getting the particle velocity. This is giving you the particle velocity, and you understand the difference between the wave velocity and the particle velocity as I have discussed it in the theory section. Now see this question. A progressive wave is represented by y is equals to 12 sine 5t minus 4x centimeter. On this wave, how far are the 2 points having difference of 90 degree? Difference of 90 degree means it is telling about the phase difference. This is talking about the phase difference of 90 degree. Now here you see, basically the progressive wave is in this way. Here the particle is performing your simple harmonic motion from plus A to minus A. If we want to compare the relation with the standard relation, y is equals to A sine omega t minus kx. Wave is going in this direction, positive x direction. Why? Because here sign is opposite. So at the place of A, we can understand A is equals to 12 centimeter. That we have understood. And 2 points are having phase difference of 90 degree. 2 points, if I take 1 point, suppose I am taking at x1 and 1 point I am taking at x2. And this difference, you have to find that this distance is x1 and this distance is x2, and so they want x2 minus x1 is equals to how much? This is the question. On this wave, how far are the 2 points having phase difference? Now for this point, what I will write for the equation? I will be writing the equation y is equals to A sine omega t minus k x1 for this point x1, and for this point I will write y is equals to, or say y1 y2, A sine omega t minus kx2. This is the, for this point kx2 displacement. Now they want that what is the value of this difference. This del x is how much? x2 minus x1. In order to understand this question, what I would like to tell you, I would like to tell you that the phase difference is given. That means if I consider this as phi 1 and this as phi 2, then phi 1 minus phi 2 is given 90 degree. That is basically giving pi by 2. And what is phi 1? Phi 1 minus phi 2. So I can take omega t minus k x1 minus omega t minus k x2. Phi 1 minus phi 2 is equals to pi by 2. Or what we are getting? Omega t minus k x1 minus omega t plus k x2 is equals to pi by 2. Omega t will cancel, and we are getting k x2 minus x1 is equals to pi by 2. This we have to find. This is del x. Here, from here to here it is x2, and from here to here it is x1. So k del x is equals to pi by 2. So del x is equals to how much? Del x is your pi by 2 into 1 by k. So del x is equals to pi by 2 into k is how much? K we have decided 4. 1 by 4, that is pi by 8. So this should be your correct answer. I hope that you have understood this matter, that how we have calculated The del x, that is distance between the 2 points where the phase difference is how much? 90 degree. How much phase difference is there? Phase difference is 90 degree. Why? Because according to question, again you see, progressive wave is represented by y is equals to 12 sine 5t minus 4x centimeter. On this wave, how far are the 2 points having the difference of 90 degree? Difference of 90 degree means phase difference. Phase difference means phi1 minus phi2 is given to be 90 degree. Now how to calculate phi1? If our equation, if I take for this one, y1 is equals to a sin omega t minus kx1, for this position x1, for this position x2, y2 is equals to a sin omega t minus kx2. Phi1 is this quantity, phase I have discussed. Phi2 is this quantity, phase I have discussed. So according to question, phi1 minus phi2 is equals to 90 degree. What is phi1? Phi1 is omega t minus kx1. What is phi2? Omega t minus kx2. This is giving you pi by 2. So ultimately omega t will cancel and you are getting kx2 minus x1 is equals to pi by 2. And according to question, we have to find this value, x2 minus x1. So this I am writing as del x. So k into del x is equals to pi by 2. So what we are getting? Del x is equals to pi by 2 into 1 by k. According to question, our del x is equals to pi by 2 into 1 by k, and according to question, sin omega t minus kx. So this is your basically k. This is your basically k. So sin omega t minus kx. So del x is equals to pi by 2 into 1 by 4, and this will give you pi by 8. So del x is equals to pi by 8 centimeter. This should be our answer. Hope this question will clarify your concept of phase difference. That 2 points, how can we calculate that phase difference between 2 points? Suppose 1 point is here and 1 point is here. How can we calculate the phase difference? So this question will be helpful to you. And everything I have discussed in theory. Directly I have just taken from theory that this term as argument I have told in my previous discussion. Argument of sine is phase. So argument of sine, 2 points are different. So I have taken x1 and x2. Now understand this basic question. The equation of progressive wave is given by y is equals to 5 sine 100 pi t minus 0.4 pi x, where x and y are in meter and t is in second. You have to find amplitude, wavelength, frequency and velocity. Now in this question, you have to just compare with, first thing I would like to tell you, as here it is the minus sign, so the wave is moving along the positive x direction. So if we compare it by y is equals to a sine omega t minus kx, if you just do the comparison, if you are comparing it with y is equals to a sine omega t, then at the place of a, you are getting, here is the phi. So amplitude is your 5 meter. This is the first answer. Second is wavelength. Wavelength, how you get? Wavelength is hidden in this portion. K is equals to 2 pi by lambda. And at the place of K, we are getting 0.4 pi. So 0.4 pi is equals to 2 pi by lambda. So lambda is equals to 2 pi by 0.4 pi. Pi will cancel 0.0. So lambda also we are getting 5 meter. Now the frequency. Frequency is hidden in this term. Omega is equals to 2 pi f, and at the place of omega, here it is your 100 pi t. Omega t, multiple of t is omega, so multiple of t is omega. So 100 pi is equals to 2 pi f, pi will cancel, 50. So 50 hertz, that will be giving you the frequency. 50 hertz you are getting the frequency. Now the velocity. Velocity, as I told you in the discussion of theory, in the discussion of theory only I have told you that velocity can be expressed. See, in the discussion only I have said that omega by V is equals to K. Do you remember? See the theory section, omega by V is equals to K. So omega according to this question is your 100 pi. 100 pi. And K according to this question is your how much? Is your 0.4 pi. So it should be equals to V. So if you will cancel, pi will cancel, 0.0250 meter per second. So this answer should be 250 meter per second. Basic fundamental question which will clarify your concept that I have discussed in the theory. Equation of plane progressive harmonic wave, y is equals to a sine omega t minus kx. At the place of omega, this is representing your omega, this is representing your k, this is representing your a. Y is equals to a sine omega t minus kx. Just see it, and just by simple calculation you can do any question. These questions will help you what I have discussed in theory. First go through the theory portion and then you solve this question. It will take the clarity of concept to the deeper level of the subject matter. Now in question number 7, what is given? Find the equation of plane progressive harmonic wave traveling in along positive x direction having amplitude 0.4 meter, frequency 120 Hz and speed 360 meter per second. Wave is traveling along positive x direction. So first of all you should understand it should be of this type. Y is equals to a sine omega t minus kx, because it is traveling along positive x direction. If we are able to find a is given, this portion is given, this is your a. Omega, now the problem is to find omega and k. If omega and k we are able to find, we can easily find the equation. So in order to find omega, frequency is given. So omega is equals to 2 pi f. So we can get 2 pi f is your 120. So this much radian per second. We are able to get omega. Now the problem is k. K we can get. K is equals to omega by V. Omega is already there and this is your V. So we are getting 2 pi into 120 by V is how much? 360. Cancel. 2 pi by 3. Meter minus 1. K has a unit, meter minus 1. So we have got the K also. Now it becomes simple. How? We can write in this way that Y is equals to A, at the place of A 0.04 sine omega t. Omega is how much? 2 pi into 120, that is 240 pi. 240 pi t minus k 2 pi by 3. 2 pi by 3 x. This is our equation. And if we simplify one step, we can get y is equals to 0.04 sine 2 pi. I am taking common. So 120 t minus x by 3. This is our answer. See how we can derive from equation. We can get the different information. From information we have got the equation. And this will be very helpful if you understand the subject matter. So theory, understanding, and then application of this problem. Application of theory by solving these problems. It will enhance your concept. Here see the question. Question number 8. Equation of transverse wave is given by y is equals to a sine 20 sine t plus 0.2t. As here it is the plus, so we can very well say that this wave is going in negative x direction, because a sine omega t plus kx is there. So plus kx means it is going in negative x direction. The wavelength of the wave is, the question arises, what is the wavelength? As I told you, if you compare this equation by y is equals to a sine omega t plus kx, you see this value is a, so this is your a. Omega, here 1 is there, so omega is equals to 1, and k 0.2, so this value is representing your k. You have to find the wavelength. Wavelength is hidden in angular wave number. So k is equals to 2 pi by lambda. Here is the wavelength. K is how much? K is 0.2. So it is your 2 pi by lambda. So lambda is equals to how much? 2 pi by 0.2, 10 pi. So this should be your correct answer. And this way, if you will practice the question, certainly you will feel highly comfortable, not only in your board examination, but at the same time confidence will develop and you can face the entrance examination also in a very confident way. Here in this question, a wave is traveling in the positive x direction having displacement along y direction is 1 meter. This 1 meter is basically representing your amplitude, and wavelength is 2 pi meter. So this is representing your wavelength, and frequency is 1 by pi hertz. This is representing your f. Find the equation of wave. One thing I would like to tell you, that here if we want to find the equation of wave, y is equals to a sine omega t minus kx, or y is equals to a sine kx minus omega t. Both will represent the wave, same wave. Both will represent the same wave. Only thing is there, here the phase difference is of pi. So what I mean to say here I would like to tell you, so what I need k, and I need omega, and I need a. These are the things needed to solve this equation. We have already got a is equals to 1 meter. A we have got. Omega we can get from 2 pi f. Omega is equals to 2 pi f. So omega is equals to 2 pi f, that is 2 pi, and f we have got how much? 1 by pi. So this will 2 radian per second. Omega also we have got. Now the question arises, what we have to find? We have to find k. Lambda is given, k is equals to 2 pi by lambda. So 2 pi, and lambda is how much? 2 pi meter by 2 pi. So it is your 1 meter. So we have got lambda also, k also, we have got k also, omega also, a also. So what should be our equation of wave? So the equation of wave we can write as y is equals to 1 sine omega. Omega is your 2t minus k. K is your 1, and then x. 2t minus x. That means y is equals to sine 2t minus x. Sometimes it happens that in the question this option is not present. Option is present, y is equals to sine x minus 2t. Then you have to keep this thing in mind that it represents the same thing, only the same wave is represented, only the phase of pi has been introduced. That also I have discussed in the theoretical section. So this should be your answer. Y is equals to a sine omega t minus kx. K is 1, omega is 2. See, here we have got omega 2, k1 and a1. So this should be your answer. Understand it carefully, and then we will move to the next question. Now try to understand. This is the basically theory question, but this is also asked in the form of question that find the relation between phase difference and path difference. Phase I have already discussed, and path you understand. Here is a source and here is a point P. Two sources are there, S1 and S2. The waves is being generated. This wave has covered a distance x1 and this wave has covered a distance x2. Then in reaching the point P, then at P path difference is equals to x2 minus x1, that is del x. This is the meaning of path difference. The distance covered by the wave in reaching the point P, this tells you the path difference. If I take this equation as y1 is equals to a sine omega t minus kx1 and its equation y2 a sine omega t minus kx2, I am keeping the fact that the wavelength remains the same, only the distance is different, otherwise the sources are identical. Then as I told you, this argument represents phi 1 and this argument represents phi 2. So if I want to find the phase difference del phi is equals to phi 1 minus phi 2. Del phi is equals to phi 1 minus phi 2, or you can say omega t minus kx1 minus omega t plus kx2. Omega t will cancel and we are getting k x2 minus x1, that is k del x. Our relation that we have got is basically del phi is equals to k times del x. So we can write here in this way, del phi is equals to k del x, and k is what? According to definition of k is your 2 pi by lambda. So del phi is equals to 2 pi by lambda del x. This is your phase difference and this is your path difference. So what relation we have got? We have got del phi is equals to 2 pi by lambda into del x, or we can get del x is equals to lambda by 2 pi into del phi. This relation is also directly asked as the question. So this is the relation. Phase difference 2 pi by lambda into path difference, whereas path difference lambda by 2 pi into phase difference between the 2 points. Now see this question. In this question, a traveling wave on a string is given by y is equals to 7.5 sine 0.005x plus 12t in meter. Its time period is, now time period you understand, capital T, and omega is equals to 2 pi by capital T. So if we are able to find the value of omega, we can certainly find the value of t. Our main standard equation is y is equals to a sine omega t plus ks. Y is equals to a sine omega t plus kx. So at the place of omega it is 12. So omega is equals to 12 radian per second. So what we are getting? T is equals to 2 pi by omega, that is 2 pi by omega means 12 to 6. So it is your pi by 6 second. So this should be your correct answer. The same matter is asked in different manners, in different format, but the main equation of plane progressive harmonic wave remains constant. So this understanding is essential for solving the question. Now see this question. The equation of displacement of two waves are y1 is equals to 10 sine 3 pi t plus pi by 3 and y2 is equals to 5 sine 3 pi t plus root 3 cos 3 pi t. The ratio of amplitude is, now you see, one amplitude is clear, A1 is known to you, but here sine and cos is there. So we will have to convert it into sine format and then we will get the A2. So how to convert it into sine format? In order to convert it into sine format, what I would like to tell you, somehow we will have to convert it into a sine omega t plus kx format. So how to do that? Let us try to understand. Y2 is equals to 5 sine 3 pi t plus root 3 cos 3 pi t. This is there. What I am doing, I am multiplying by 2 and here I am writing 1 by 2 sine 3 pi t plus root 3 by 2 cos 3 pi t. Now this I can write 10 1 by 2. I want to convert it into sine A cos B cos A sine B. So sine is there, so cos, so we can write cos pi by how much? Cos pi by 3 sine 3 pi t plus sine pi by 3 cos 3 pi t. Now it is sine A cos B plus cos A sine B. So we can get sine A plus B 10 sine now here, now this is converted into the format y is equals to a sine omega t. So this can be treated as your amplitude A2. This can be treated as your amplitude A2. Then the ratio of amplitude A1 by A2, this is 10 by, this is also 10, so 1 is to 1. So that should be our right answer. I hope with the discussion of these problems based on the previous discussion of our concept theory, it will improve your understanding in the equation of plane progressive harmonic wave. It will build the confidence, it will improve your understanding, and it will develop you to such an extent that you will be feeling highly comfortable in solving the questions related with this topic. Thank you. Have a nice day.